Hello.
Oh,
How are
oh,
you?
yeah, you say I'm on the cell phone. I think perhaps like this is it's
There you
better.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Hi, I'm Stacy from the United
Nice
States.
to meet you, Stacy. I'm Nicholas. Great to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you. Where in Brazil are you?
I'm in São Paulo. I've
Okay.
have always lived here. I'm currently based in São Paulo. I've lived my entire childhood here. It's a big city. I love here. It's a
Yeah.
great city. Have you ever been to Brazil before?
I haven't. No. No, I'm just trying to learn
Really?
where everything is based on all the people that I talk to. If I do go though, if I ever come, I'm going to hit two places for sure. I'm going to go to Minas Gerais
Yeah,
because I want to
it's a
see
great
all the
place.
waterfalls and those tiny little
Yeah, it's
towns
a great
like
place.
what is it,
If you're looking
Tiradentes and
for more of a peaceful place, it's Minas Gerais. Okay, São Paulo
right.
is a very big city. It's just chaos.
Yeah, I'm
It's
not going there.
it's not for everyone, you know.
Right. I lived my life in Boston, so I'm used to the big
Boston.
city, but I don't want that anymore. I live in the countryside now. I live on a farm.
Where do you live right now?
Tennessee. I live in the state of
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Wow,
No.
wow, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And I'm in an area
Uh,
that's not near anything. I'm two
yeah,
and a half hours away from Memphis and 3.5 hours away from Nashville in the middle of nowhere but farmland. And I love
yeah.
it. My town only has 250 people.
Wow,
I
wow.
only have one neighbor.
That's not a lot. Wow,
It's
but
awesome.
do you love this kind of life, like more of a peaceful life
Absolutely.
where you live in the countryside?
I do.
Yeah,
I lived in Boston, and Boston's amazing, right? Great city, right near the ocean, close to the
yeah,
mountains, multicultural, great arts and entertainment, and then
yeah,
sports, like great sports, and
yeah.
amazing hospitals, wonderful school. Like everything is wonderful in Boston. It is great. Low
Hmm.
crime, like it's fabulous. But I will
Yeah,
never move back. Now that I've been
really.
living 6 years in the countryside, I'm never moving back to a city.
Nothing to
No.
complain, right? Yeah,
Yep.
I think the same about São Paulo here. Here in Brazil, you have a lot of places in different states, like even Espírito Santo, and perhaps some other places in the south, like Santa Catarina, Rio Grande do Sul,
Right.
that are very peaceful, and you can live a life with a higher quality than São Paulo,
Mm,
because in São Paulo,
right.
you have it's the state with the most opportunities, to work, to everything. It's the big
Sure.
city here in Brazil,
Yep.
and but like I said to you, it's just completely chaos.
Yeah.
It reaches a
It's
point
a
that
city.
it
Yeah.
it gets tiring,
Yes.
and
It is exhausting.
yeah, and
It's sensory overload, right?
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
everywhere you go,
that
you're
is true.
hearing machinery, construction machinery, or sirens, or horns, and like just
Hmm.
commotion. And it's
Yeah,
a
that is true.
lot for us as humans,
Yeah.
you know?
And I was thinking like perhaps some plans when I uh, uh, have more money and get older to live in the countryside, because um, it's just you can have a higher quality of life. And not only in Brazil, but also perhaps in other countries. There are other countries that I would love
Hmm.
to visit. Even here
Yeah.
in Latin America, in South America, like
Yeah.
I would love to visit Paraguay and Uruguay. Uruguay,
Yeah.
it's the place with the highest quality of life in South America. So it's
Nice.
literally the top one place to live
Right.
here in general terms, like the economic stability,
Yep.
political stability, all those aspects. It's just the
Right.
best one. And Paraguay, it's a country that it's still in development, but when it comes to economic aspects like taxes and all that stuff,
Yep.
it's much better than Brazil. You know,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
so there I
And
see
the
there
cost
a
of
lot of
living was a big reason for me to move out of the city. Right.
yeah, that as
Yeah.
well. And I see that a lot of people that are going to Paraguay because they have a policy that you don't pay you're like tax free if you have your rent coming internationally. So if you're earning your salary in dollars, even in Brazilian reais, if you have your rent coming externally from Paraguay, you do not pay taxes. You know, you just pay taxes based on what you consume on the country. So
Wow.
that is a very good point to live there.
Right. Yeah, definitely.
And there's also some other policies that you do not have to live in Paraguay all the year. You know, you can live like, I think it's something like 6 or 7 months, and you can spend the rest of the time of the year living in another country, and you have
Hmm.
your tax residency in Paraguay. So you pay taxes mainly only on Paraguay. So
Right.
it is a
Hmm.
very good policy.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Have you ever been to the United States?
No, actually not. I
No.
would love to go to the US, you know. If I went to places that are English, to speak English, I would love to go
Hmm.
to Ireland.
Yeah.
Um, I had an Ireland teacher that I just really like him, and would be very nice to visit him, you know. He's from
Absolutely.
Cork. I would love to
Yep.
go to Ireland to get to know more about the culture. I think it's a special place, you know. I would
Yes.
say that at least for now, I wouldn't go to the UK, you know.
Okay.
Uh, for example, I've worked at almost 3 months for a company in Toronto. I worked
Okay.
abroad remotely from my home here in São Paulo, and I
Yeah.
worked with a lot of people from the UK, and those people are not nice, you know.
Oh no. Oh.
Really. I would say that, for example, not that they are aggressive in some way, but they're like, I don't know what's the specific word, but here in Brazil, it's very common to say that some people are like passive aggressive, you know.
Oh, okay. I can
So
understand that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and this time that I've worked abroad, it gets in the way when you're trying to work with the client, and some people just
Right.
are not trying to cooperate.
Right.
But otherwise, all the people from Canada, from Toronto, they were just awesome. You know, my
Really
experience
nice.
was
Yeah.
awesome with them. But in
Yeah.
general, was a very positive experience.
Well, that's good. Are you currently working?
Yeah, sure. So I have a strong background in technology. I went to college, to a public
Yeah.
college here in Brazil to do
Hmm.
technology, and
Yep.
then I started working for a consultancy company in like Oracle ERP systems. You know, I spent
Okay.
like a year and a half down there, and I've just got bored. And then I've changed my to work to this company in Toronto that is called Clear Summit Group. It's basically a franchisor that manages different types of franchisees. You know, so since growing from a franchisee that teaches people using private tutors, you know, since going
Okay.
to home care for elderly people, and
Okay.
since going to window cleaning. So there's a lot of types of franchisees. And during
Right.
this time, I've participated in different projects, you know, because every franchisee had some projects, different projects using technology, using
Hmm.
AI to make reports, dashboards,
Sure.
analysis from of KPIs and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
And then I got some troubles with my boss, and then I got fired. I spent
Oh
some time.
no.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was most of because of the profile, you know. I would say
Okay.
I don't know, but it's hard to say. We cannot understand fully
Hmm.
some things in life. But anyway, then I found a job here in São Paulo, and I've
Yep.
been working as a developer here in São Paulo, and it's been great, you
Okay.
know, because it's how would you say, it's the completely opposite of working remotely, going on site every day, you know.
Oh
Is that
yes.
correct?
Oh yes. Hmm.
Yeah, so
It is correct.
going on site to the office every day, and
Hmm.
it's been a great experience. Everyone has been very friendly, you know, and
Right.
I think there are pros and cons of working remotely and going to the office every day. For
Of
example,
course.
when I was working in fully remote, it was a great experience because I had a lot of more, much more time to work on myself, so go to the gym, going for some
Yep.
runs, taking care of my routine and my being more healthy and stuff. But at the opposite, I was feeling like I was being a little, how would you say, um separated from reality,
Yeah.
because I was not leaving home. I was not seeing people. I was just
Right.
like stuck in my bedroom, because
Yeah.
and it's a little it's a very strong point because you really feel like disconnected from reality.
We are social
So
creatures and we need to be around people.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I
We
felt
can
that
do it
like
for a
a
short
lot.
time, right? We can do the being isolated for a short period of time, but
Yeah,
after a while, it gets exhausting and lonely and weird. You end up not feeling right. I'm so fortunate because I don't get that from working at home because I get to talk to people every day and I get
yeah,
that social
that's great.
aspect, right?
Yeah,
And I
and
also live only a kilometer away from my best friend. So
oh, that's great.
and my younger son is 24 and he actually just moved back in with me after living
Wow,
on
that's
his
great.
own for a
That's great.
while. So,
That's nice.
yeah,
And
it's really cool.
for example, during this period, I felt that a lot. I felt like
Yeah.
was being sad for no reason. Even when I was
Hmm.
healthy, I was taking care of my
Right.
routine, and I didn't stop to think that this was affecting me. And just after I turned back to my normal routine, like working here in São Paulo,
Right.
going to the office every day, seeing people, talking to people, I felt that, I felt that a huge difference between that.
Right.
And for this new experience, this new work that I've been doing is just great. It's also based on technology. So this company, it's a very small company that basically have a lot of licenses with different municipalities here in Brazil, not only on
Yep.
São Paulo but also in Minas Gerais, Rio de Janeiro, that they basically use gel processing technologies. They uh, help those municipalities to analyze the maps of the region and
Okay.
uh, do different types of work, since going to measure the average price for certain homes, certain areas, and stuff like that,
Okay.
and to make the measure of the map. So there are municipalities in Brazil, like for example, in the Northeast, that are more poorer countries, poorer states. Sorry,
Right.
some areas are not measured correctly. So we have this work to do, and we have to go on site to do this
Hmm.
work, and then we can work with the real map. The correct map. So there's a lot of projects like this, and it's been very different for me. But at the same time, it's in the same world of technology. It's just been great.
Hmm.
It's
That's
very very
awesome.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I used to work at a technology company. I worked at a software
really.
company that did all of the software for private schools. So everything a
Oh
private
wow.
school needed to run its program, we had the software. So a student information database, and we
Oh wow.
calculated grades and grade books and academic history, and a campus store and a summer school program, and even the business office side, like accounts payable, accounts receivable, general ledger, budget management,
Oh wow. That's
uh,
nice.
fundraising. Like we had
Nice.
a program for everything. I think we had 17 different programs that were all interconnected into one database. So it was
Mm-hmm.
very um, desirable for a lot of private schools because usually they could only get one piece from one company, another piece from another company. We had the whole suite of products. And it was
Wow.
amazing. I was the director of the technical analysts and support. So I was in charge of the
That's great.
CRM, all of the APIs, and everything interconnected in with that, and in charge of like getting everybody moved over from standalone into the cloud, and
Yeah.
lots of
Wow,
fun.
that's
I
great.
absolutely loved my job. Thought I would retire there. I worked there for 16 years, and they
Hmm.
sold the company. And then the new
Wow.
owners only wanted our clients. They took
Yeah.
our clients, put them on their system, and said, "We don't need you anymore. Bye." And so I was like, oh, I lost my job at 50 years old. And I thought, what do I do
Yeah.
now? I don't want to start over at another company. So I
Hmm.
didn't. I
Yeah.
moved to the countryside. I said,
Yeah. Wow.
big life change. No more television, no more social media, no more alcohol. I
Yeah.
said, my number one priority is my inner peace, my mental
Yeah.
health, my inner peace. So I've been living in nature with animals and in peace and just
Yeah, that's
loving my
great.
life.
And it makes sense. I understand that point because living in any big city, it's tiring after some time, you know.
Yeah.
And I have plans like that for after some time, you know, because I don't want to live here in São Paulo for like 20, 30, 40 years, you know, because it's just
Right.
too tiring. I want to live
Yeah.
my life after some time in a place where I can get peace, you know, I can live more in contact with the nature because it makes a huge difference, you know.
It does.
I feel that difference when I am in contact, really. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you notice a big difference when you go to the beach and put your feet in the
yeah,
sand
your
and you're just
health
hearing the
changes,
waves and
everything,
feeling the wind. It's just, or
everything.
when you're around trees, the energy is just different. It just makes your body's like reset, you know?
Yeah, I've been reading some books, and it's basically that because when you are in more contact with the nature, it basically regulates with your
Mm-hmm.
own. I would say like
Your
the time
energy
of your
field, your
body, you know.
frequency field.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and also because we have cycles, you know, we're based in cycles. Like I,
that's
I
right.
don't I don't remember the name, circadian cycle or something like that.
Yeah,
So
circadian rhythms.
circadian, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
And for
When we
example,
see sunlight, we wake up. When the sun goes away, we
that's right.
start to go to sleep. Our bodies start to slow down. Yeah.
Yeah, and for example, I've been working on the office every day, and I just get enclosured in the office
Yeah.
for some time, and it's strange because you have the blue light of the computer every day just
Yes.
screaming at your eyes.
Yep.
You're just isolated from hearing normal sounds, you know, and even in the big city, like you said, you're just receiving a lot of heavy noise on the
Right. It's
uh,
artificial
and your
noise.
brain cannot process that correctly, you know, it's not
Mm-hmm.
natural.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah.
um,
That's
and
why
I've
weekends
been
are
feeling
really
that.
important. When you live in the city, you have to get away on the weekends. You got to get yourself out to a park. You got to go hiking. You've got to go somewhere,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and
So
that's why I like
important.
running, you know, because here in São Paulo we
Running.
have a lot of type of races, you know. Races, I mean like long runs,
Marathons.
marathons, half marathons,
Yep.
10K, 5K,
5K.
5 kilometers. That would be, I don't know, two and a, two and
Yeah,
a
no,
half
we have
miles, something
5Ks
like that.
too. Yep.
2.5 miles, something like that. And you have also on some countryside cities here in São Paulo that are not very far away. So there's a city I've been to a half marathon with my brother last week to a city called Mairipora, and it's just beautiful, you know, because you
Yeah.
have more nature. You do not have all that pollution in the air, all that
Right.
noise. It's just something that makes me feel good, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It's wonderful. And to do the long distance running like that is so good for your body and your mind.
Yeah,
It releases those endorphins. You get that runner's high, right?
yeah,
Feels
yeah, yeah,
good,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. My brother has been running for since like for 2 months, I guess now. I've been running for longer than him, and he's just been loving it, you know. He's
Yeah.
like feeling all the
Right.
that stuff. It's just great. Um, it's funny, you know, you said that you work with technology. You do not look like someone who worked with
I know.
technology.
I was the
I don't
corporate
know.
businesswoman director of the technical
Yeah,
analysts. Yeah, I
I
know.
don't know if it's because you moved to the countryside and you change your appearance, your
I
looks. I don't
did.
know, but
I'm more comfortable now.
that's why.
Absolutely.
That's why.
I'm
That's
probably
why.
happier now. You know, I've definitely not aged since I left the
Wow.
city, right? I haven't
Yeah.
even gone gray yet. I'm 57 years old, you know? I
Wow.
haven't really
Wow.
got
Do not
wrinkles.
look
I'm
like
like,
57. Really.
I look, I think it's because I live a stress free life. I'm in nature every day. I live very simple. I eat natural foods. There is no
Hmm.
food delivery service here because there are no restaurants within delivery distance of
You
me,
have to make your
right?
own
So
food.
I haven't eaten fast food in over 15 years. I don't eat fried foods. I don't eat bread, pasta,
That's great.
potatoes, cheese,
That's
like
really good.
things like that. I used to be very heavy, 170 kilos, really
Wow.
heavy. And so that was in my 30s. After my mother passed away, after I had a baby, I had depression and I ate and ate and ate and I got really big. So then,
Hmm.
after when I lost weight, it was a journey to get healthy and stay healthy. And so
Yeah.
now I eat healthy foods. I only cook. I'm very particular about my food. So I cook one in a crock pot and I put it in containers and put it in the freezer. And I just eat the same thing every day, all week for 2 weeks, all month, always. And I have chicken, so I have fresh eggs. And so I
Wow.
eat
That's great.
eggs and beans and beef and vegetables and mostly salads and maybe some tuna. Lots of nuts and beans and things. So I try and eat as healthy
Yeah.
as possible now.
And yeah, and that is the best food that you can get, for your body,
Right,
because
right.
you don't need all this fast food. You don't
Processed
need nothing for
foods
that.
and yeah,
We don't need
no,
that.
it's just
It's
not good
just
for
pure,
you.
uh, not only gluttony, but also it's just the release of dopamine that releases in our brain because of
Right.
the food, perhaps because of the sugar or the salt, whatever. But
Yeah, they
we don't
are
need that.
comfort foods. That's why they're called comfort foods. They make us feel good, right? I
Hmm.
just needed to learn that I needed to go to therapy, right? I had
Yeah.
my problem was I had a problem with food and I ate food because I was depressed and I needed to fix the depression to fix the food, to fix the
Yeah.
body. So
Hmm.
I went through the process, right? I
Yeah.
did my therapy. I worked on myself. I
That's great.
realized
That's
what I was
wonderful.
doing and was able to change, right?
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And we only notice that being healthy, it's the most important thing in our lives after we lost it,
Right,
because we do not think about that every time, oh, okay,
right.
I'm healthy, I have a healthy life, I have friends, I have family.
Yep,
Uh, if you're not healthy, you're sick, you're just in bed,
right.
you don't have nothing
Yeah,
else. You can work, you can do sports, you can eat healthy, you don't have family, you don't have
right.
social life. It's the
It
most
impairs
important
all
thing.
aspects of your life. Yep.
Yeah.
It was really challenging when I was that big. I used to
Mhm.
break my
I
leg a
can
lot, my
imagine.
foot, my ankle, right? I was so
Wow.
heavy that my poor feet couldn't handle it. I was always on a wheelchair or in crutches. It was a terrible time in my life,
Hmm.
but we can get better, right?
Hmm.
And and it's just I just had to look at the world in a different way, right? I
Yeah.
just needed a little guidance in that. And so I
What do you mean,
try to
like,
tell people all the time, please don't let your health get away from you, right?
yeah, yeah.
Try to control it as much as possible because it is so important.
Hmm.
So important.
Yeah. What do you mean, like, seeing the world in a different way? Like, change your
Well,
perspective about
I
things
had to
in
look
what
at food
sense?
differently. I had to look at food as my source of life and energy and not as comfort. I had to put
Hmm.
the priority on my health instead of my comfort. So I
Yeah.
had to look at it like I just I didn't want to just eat the food because it felt good. I
Hmm.
wanted to make a conscious choice to say that will taste good, but this will also taste good and
Hmm.
this will be healthier for me and make the
Yeah.
better choice. So I had to look at food differently, right? I
Yeah.
had to, stop fast food. I had to stop fried food. I had to stop buying the things and bringing them into the house was the biggest step, right?
Yeah.
That was the first step is don't bring it into the house. You're not going to control yourself. So just don't
Yeah.
even buy it. You'll get that box, that bag of crackers, and you'll just eat the whole thing, right? Like it's just
Yeah.
don't do it.
Yeah,
you
that
know.
makes sense.
And now
Um,
I love healthy food. Like I love it. It tastes delicious. I know how to do it well, and it is comforting now. Now the foods I used to think were comforting make me feel uncomfortable, right?
mhm.
I do eat certain things when I'm with my best friend. She likes to cook, she makes all kinds of things. It's fun. Sure, I'll eat the food.
Mhm.
Sometimes my stomach goes, "Ooh, why did you eat that?" And
Yeah,
I
yeah,
say,
that's true.
"Yep, I know now. Now my body doesn't like that kind of comfort food that I used to like
Yeah.
because I've gotten it used to eating healthy food. So now when I eat unhealthy food, it feels weird. I don't
Yeah,
feel good.
I
So I
understand that.
don't
I've
choose
been
it
through that,
anymore.
and it's the same thing, after you start cutting some things off your diet, like fast food,
Hmm.
like highly processed food, sugar
Right.
as well, for example.
Yep.
When I was in high school, when I was studying to pass in public college, I was drinking like at least a full cup of coffee with lots of sugar every day. And then after it ended that phase, I stopped drinking coffee, and immediately, like I started to have headaches, feeling
Of course.
different.
That's a caffeine withdrawal headache. Yep.
Yeah, and nowadays I've been drinking coffee like much more coffee every day, and with no sugar, and I've been feeling great. I've been buying a coffee with higher quality. I've been drinking the correct way, not on just drinking cups and cups, but
Yep.
tracking with the cycle of the body. So I
Okay.
see that people immediately drink coffee after they wake up. I know that you should drink it only like 30, 40 minutes after you wake up, and you
Okay.
can enjoy the benefits of coffee in the best sense, the best way.
Yep.
And I've been feeling great, and changing other things like not taking any type of soda, any type of
Oh, yeah.
candy. So, for example, candy is something that I love, chocolate, things like
Yeah.
that. But every chocolate here in Brazil have like the worst quality because
Oh.
all these
Why?
chocolates
You
because
grow it.
yeah. So all these chocolates, the least thing that they have is chocolate in the composition, because
Oh,
they
yeah. It's
they
like corn
they add,
syrup and
they,
crap.
they add
Yeah.
everything that you can imagine of, not
Not true
chocolate,
chocolate.
So
Yeah.
it's and if you really want to eat a real chocolate, a chocolate that tastes good, that is good even for your health, because eating true chocolate, it's healthy, it's good.
Right.
It,
Dark
it
chocolate.
costs a fortune,
Yeah.
and it's not worth it. So I
I
won't be
eat
eating
sugar-free
like,
dark chocolate. So,
yeah,
sugar-free dark chocolate is what
it's the
I
best one.
will snack on. I only buy sugar to feed the hummingbirds and to feed kombucha because I make kombucha.
Well,
So I have to feed the kombucha sugar. It's the only reason there's sugar in my house. I used to be
well,
addicted to caffeine, and I used to drink 3 cups of coffee in the morning and then an energy drink
wow,
after.
wow.
Way too much caffeine. But my body was so used to it that it never interrupted my sleep, anything. It was just something, but I peed a
Yeah,
lot,
yeah,
right? But then I
yeah,
decided that I needed to stop. I said, this amount of caffeine is not good for my heart. It's not good for my body. It's too much, right? So I
yeah.
started cutting down by drinking a cup of hot water because
Wow,
that made it, I
really?
still had the habit of raising a hot cup to my mouth, drinking
Interesting.
hot liquid, feeling the hot cup.
Wow,
It
I didn't
still
know
gave
about
me
that.
the
It's like
same,
smoking something, like just putting
right?
something in the mouth.
Right. Yeah. So, like, people go to lollipops when they try to stop smoking. They go to a
Yeah,
lollipop to keep putting something in their mouth.
in the
So, I
mouth.
kind of
Yeah.
did the same thing until I got down to, because what I was noticing, I said, did I drink any water today? And I'd think,
Oh
I
yes.
didn't.
I
All I was
didn't.
drinking
Yeah.
was caffeinated drinks, which is not good. It's
Wow.
dehydrating.
Wow,
So,
that's
I ended
crazy.
up now I drink a caffeinated like punch fruit drink mix powdered, right? But
Yeah.
I only put this much in my cup and then the rest water. And then for the rest of the day, water. I've
Mm-hmm.
finally gotten away. So now I only have like 4 ounces of caffeinated liquid
Yeah.
a day. And
Yeah.
I thought I would be tired, but I'm not, because drinking the water is actually what my body really needed to give me
Yeah.
the energy.
Yeah.
And even my
That is
skin
true.
feels better. I'm not dry.
Yeah, that is
I'm
true.
like, oh, I
I
should have
sense the
known.
same thing, you know. After I started running, you know, going for a longer distance like 5K, 10K. I was
Yeah,
eating porn, you know, I was eating a lot of candy, drinking very uh, lots of drinks with a lot of sugar, you know. I've
sugary
not been
drinks.
eating the
Yeah,
most optimal way. And
right,
I was feeling like, why I'm not evolving if I'm training so much, you know. I am
right,
going to the gym, I am running a lot, but I cannot climb the ladder, you know, to evolve, you know.
right. Yeah,
And after I changed some things, like first of all, I've just stopped taking anything with sugar, you know, since going from
yep,
coffee, candy, that literally improved at least 50%, half of it,
right.
at my
Yeah,
performance in the gym, running, and I went like, wow, so this is really true, you know. I think
right.
now it's time to start
You are
eating
what
better,
you
you know.
eat, right? That's that old
Exactly. It's
phrase,
time
you
to
are what you
eat
eat. And
better.
it is so true,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And now I'm just feeling great, you know. I'm
Good.
just maintaining my health and uh,
Yeah.
training the same way and all that stuff.
Hmm.
But it's
You
great.
mentioned you had a brother. Do you have any other
I,
siblings?
yeah, I have three brothers.
Oh
The
boy.
oldest one, yeah, oh man. And the oldest one lives here nearby here in my neighborhood. It's just like 2 or 3 neighborhoods across. It's
Oh,
not that far
nice.
away. He lives
Hmm.
with his family as well. The second one lives in Naperville. He went
Okay.
to Naperville, just besides
Yeah.
to Chicago with his family as well.
Yep.
And
Illinois.
the third one lives here with my parents and me in my house. We live in
Yeah.
the same house. He's
Yeah.
starting to move on to apartment. We've been helping him,
Hmm.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm the
Four
youngest one.
boys.
That's right.
You're the baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
My best
Yeah.
friend has 3 boys. Yeah, no
Wow.
girls,
Wow.
3 boys, and we was like, oh boy, here they are. It's the boys. But I
Yeah.
had 3 children, but boy, girl, boy. I got a girl in the middle.
That's nice.
So
That's
yeah,
nice.
she didn't like that being surrounded by 2 boys growing up. That wasn't
Yeah.
fun for her. But
Yeah. She will be protected a lot, you know.
maybe I don't know. They weren't really nice. They did
Yeah.
protect her when it mattered, though. Actually, her older brother stood up for her when somebody was bullying her in town one time, and
That's
I
nice.
was never more proud. Because I thought they don't get along, right? They didn't get
Yeah.
along. There were 4 years difference between each of my kids, so it's a big
That's not
age
much.
gap.
That's not much.
It
It's
is when
just
you have
a
an
little.
8 year old and a 16-year-old. The
Yeah.
16-year-old doesn't want to play with the 8-year-old,
Yeah.
right? It's too big of a gap, right? I
Yeah,
felt
but
like
for
it was too
example,
big of a
my
gap.
oldest brother, he's 20 years older than me, you know.
Oh
His
my.
yeah, so I'm 21, he's 41, you know. So the the
Oh
age
yeah,
gap
that's a
is a lot.
big difference.
And
Wow.
we haven't felt that, you know, because we played a lot. Even when I
Right.
was younger, we were like going to the park, playing sports and
Mm-hmm.
stuff together. So But for example, I used to get I get along with him very well. But for example, my brother that lives here with me, I do not get along with him that
Yeah.
well, So I think it
Yep.
really depends.
It does depend. My oldest also struggled with ADHD when he was younger, so he didn't have the patience for my younger one, right?
Yeah,
So he was just in his own little world doing his thing. So it was a
yeah,
challenge. It was definitely a
yeah.
challenge, but it's better now. Actually, the other day, my youngest actually said, "Hey, can you give me my brother's phone number?" And he was going to call him. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I think he was going
Yeah.
to tell him, he wanted to tell him he got promoted at work. So I think he wanted to brag. And I'm like, "You
Wow.
go. You tell him."
Yeah, it's brother things.
Right. Yeah. So yeah,
It's
my youngest lives with me. He has lived on his own since he was 18, but he
mhm.
needed to move back home recently temporarily. So I was like happy to have him. I
Yeah,
I do love living alone with my dogs and just me, but it's my boy. I love having him
yeah,
here. So
yeah,
it's
it's
nice.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
my oldest brother used to live here sometime as well, temporarily. Like, I think after he got fired and he just got another job, then went back on
Yep.
living in another house. It's
Yeah.
a normal thing. It happens,
Sometimes
and
you need to come home for a while,
yeah,
figure things out.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And
Life
all
is
that we can do is
challenging.
just give the support. Yeah,
Hmm. Life is challenging, and even if it's not financially, it's emotionally. And we have a lot of crazy things going on with our government, and there's a lot of
yeah.
uncertainty everywhere. And he's 24 and he doesn't know what he's doing with his life. He feels lost, right? He doesn't know
Hmm.
where he should be living. We had a lot of chaos and trauma during his childhood. We had a house fire and we lost
Wow,
everything, and
wow.
it really
Sorry
was
for that.
very hard for him. It made him the the kid who needed help. So all of his friends looked at him differently from it, which
Hmm.
really was hard for him.
Yeah,
And
I can
then
imagine.
we, you know, I moved to Tennessee and he stayed, and then COVID happened, and then he lost his job
Mm.
and he lost his apartment and he had to move to Tennessee, which that wasn't his idea,
Choice.
wasn't to move to Tennessee, right? But he
Yeah.
needed to because he needed a place to live. And then he enjoyed Tennessee and lived, on his own with some friends for a
Hmm.
while, and then it just got a little stressful with
Okay.
the roommates. So I was like, "Come home.
Yeah.
Come home. Hang out here with the
Yeah.
dogs. Chill for a while."
Yeah, these things happen. I think it's
Yeah,
part of life. The
it is.
we've been through hard times. I think it's part of
Yep,
life, and we
everybody
can
has.
we
Everybody
can
has
just
had their
face
own
it.
struggles. That's why I give a lot of grace to people now. Like, I used to get upset if you'd be walking somewhere and somebody would bump into you, right? And then they would be like, "Watch where you're going, you jerk," right? That used to really bother me. Like, can you believe that guy yelling at me when he bumped into me? Like, I'd get all upset, right?
Hmm.
Lose my inner peace. But
Yeah.
now I actually understand that happy, well adjusted people don't behave that way, right? If I
Yeah.
bumped into somebody in the street, I would be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?"
Yeah.
Right? So when
That is
people
true.
don't behave that way, when they're like, "Watch where you're going,"
Something's wrong.
they're struggling with something. There's something in their life that they're having a hard time with, right? They they just aren't handling it well, and so they're lashing out at other people. And I understand that. And so now when if I see that behavior, I think, "Oh, I hope you have a better day. I hope things get better for you." Right? That way, I don't get upset. I can feel some compassion for another human being,
Hmm.
knowing that everybody struggles with something.
Yeah.
Everybody does. There is something that is bothering everybody. So I try to look at it now with grace, with having compassion, rather than getting
Hmm.
upset at other people, right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it
Yeah,
has
sure.
really helped me get through life better now that I can look at it differently, right? I can look
Yeah,
at people
sure. I
with
can imagine.
compassion rather than anger. right?
Yeah. Uh, and we encounter this type of people every day, and
Sure.
like I said,
Yeah.
that person probably is not happy. Is going through
Right.
something, and
Yeah.
it's normal.
Something's going on.
All we can
Because I
just do
think
is
we've all
just
done it
ignore it.
too, right? We've all done it at some point. We've all snapped at somebody when life was tough, right?
Yeah.
When I had my daughter, 4 weeks after I gave birth to my daughter, my mother died, right?
Wow,
I
that's
didn't
sad.
handle it well. That's when I ate and ate and ate and ate and I got really big, right?
Hmm.
So, everybody has something going on in their life. So I
Hmm.
know that there were times where I might have behaved badly, right? I might have gotten nasty with someone for no reason of their own, right? Just because of me and my feelings and what was going on in my head, right?
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
now I understand that. I understand what I had was doing. I understand when people do that, so I can be more compassionate now,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. It was a hard lesson to learn. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to get out of your own head, right?
Yeah, sometimes I have to do that. Sometimes, like you said, we need help, we need guidance because perhaps we are doing something that we ourselves cannot see, cannot understand
Mm-hmm.
that what we're doing is incorrect. It's not the
Right.
best for us, and we have someone
Right.
to stop us, to tell us
Right.
to change our
Gently guide
how we're
us.
heading,
That's where it gets tricky, though, right? You don't want to control someone else. You don't want to tell them, you need to do this. When I was really heavy, my sister used to do that to me. She would hand me diet books and say, you need to stop eating sugar and flour and white things. And I'm like, that
That
is
is
not
not the way.
helpful. It's not helpful, right? It wasn't helpful
That
at
is,
all. She
yeah, that is
wasn't
not the way.
thinking about me. She was thinking about herself and what she would do. She wasn't thinking about it from my point of view, right? So, and didn't even want to talk to me about it. Like, hey, do you want
Wow.
help? Nothing. It was like, here's this diet book. And it was like, that's not helping me. Right.
It
But
doesn't
I
help,
also
This is
understand
something
now. I look back on it now and I am not mad at her. She was doing what the best
what she
she
could
could
do.
do at the
Yeah,
time with the information that she had, and she was dealing with things in her life as well. And that was just
yeah,
her way of trying to help, right?
yeah,
And the whole
yeah,
time I was getting upset with her for not thinking of me. But really, she was dealing with her own things and she was doing the best she could,
yeah,
right?
yeah. And I think the same thing about, for example, our parents, because
Yeah.
sometimes we can be mad at our parents about something that happened to us in the past,
Yeah.
and we just have to accept it, because we cannot
Our
be mad
parents
about
are
the
not
past.
perfect. We don't
We
know. We didn't
just,
know how to be parents before we became parents. This is our first time living this life too. We don't know all the answers. We're doing the
yeah,
best we can, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can just feel like you're mad, you're sad about something,
Yeah.
and like you said, it's the best that they could do, to us, and
Right.
with their time, with their knowledge about
With
everything,
the
about life, about
information that
how
they
to
have at
teach
the
a
time.
child. Yeah,
And
yeah,
that's how I like to look at it. They did the best they could with the information and resources that they had at the time,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
life changes. People change, situations change, people change their ideas, their way of looking at life, their behaviors. People can change,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Sure,
Yep.
sure they
We
will.
grow.
Sure they can.
The trick is to just be kind, right? That is the answer to everything. Like if you look at every religion in the world, there is one common thing that they all have in common, all of them: love one another. Just love one another, right? That is the
Yeah.
number one common thing in every religion in the world. Love one another. Just be kind to your
Yeah.
neighbor. Just don't hate
Hmm.
people. Don't be mean, right? It's as
Yeah, sure.
simple as that.
And it makes sense because if you love each other, if you love the one next to you, you won't start violence. You won't start
Right,
anything that's harmful
right,
to anyone,
yep,
and that solves most of humanity problems. So
right,
yeah.
yeah. I think that maybe the people that are, the big corporate people that make life difficult for a lot of other people, their employees and other people, and they're greedy and all of that, and they just want more money, more money, more money. I think maybe they didn't experience enough love, genuine love, to love themselves, right? You have to love yourself. And if you love yourself truly, then you can be the best version of yourself for everyone around you,
Yeah,
right? It isn't selfish to have self-love, right?
yeah,
It's necessary,
yeah,
right? It
yeah.
is a necessity
Um,
in life.
Yeah, I would say that for us to help other people and to help our family, our friends, our everything about our social life, we have to first think about ourselves, help ourselves. If
Yep.
we're not in a bad mood, if we are bad in life in any aspect, we have to first get ourselves out of this, and
Right.
be better. Then we can start thinking about helping other people.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. It's awesome though. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's good that you
Uh,
think this way at such a young age because it took me a long time to learn this, and I feel like I kind of struggled a lot through life without having
mhm.
that kind of understanding, right?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think more people are thinking this way nowadays. I think people are learning that we need to pay attention to ourselves and we need to spread more love, right?
Yeah.
There's so much chaos and confusion in the world that why not just be nice. I used to have a saying and it was if you can help, then help. If you can't, just don't be a jerk, right? If there's somebody that is on the street and they're clearly homeless or struggling, if you can help them, help them. If you can't, then just don't be mean, right? I think
Yeah.
a lot of problems are people end up being mean to people that are struggling. It's
Yeah.
like, why are you mean to somebody that's struggling? This
Yeah.
doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
right?
Here in Brazil, like people are very friendly in general. They're not
Mm-hmm.
like it's not a common behavior to, like you said, like if you're um, bump into someone, then
Right.
the person gets mad. It's not a common behavior here in Brazil. It's actually
Mm-hmm.
the opposite. It's common behavior to someone go, oh, sorry for that, or are you
Right.
okay? So
Yep.
this is a good thing. People here in general are very friendly. But
Yep.
I see that for some people, they're so friendly, so in some sense passive that other people get uh, you know like how to say the word, they they just take the opportunity to take advantage on them.
Oh,
So
yeah. Yeah, that's
and
just another form of control, right?
yeah, and here I would say that is a huge problem with the government, because it's been decades of the same government, the same
Right.
policy, and it's
Mm-hmm.
not working, and people do
Right.
not see that. For example, for decades, it's always been the same policy of just benefits to the poor, like free things like gas, like housing and stuff like that, and it's not been working. This is not the way to fix the economy. That is one of the main aspects of society. It's through incentive, and it's basically just buying votes of people, and this is not gonna help them. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
That one almost caught me off guard, but I hit mute just in time.
No, yeah, it's okay. And
It's
the
fall
poor,
right now. I know it's
yeah,
spring for you, but it's Well, and allergies must be big for you now too, because now it's spring, but it's fall. So now all the fall weeds are all blooming, and I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
I need the allergy pill.
yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. No, it's okay. And most of the poor people cannot understand that the government will not save you. It never
Right.
saved you. We have to be ready for anything, uh, to take care of ourselves and our family by our own, We cannot depend of
If we have the ability to
anything
do
else.
it. Now, not everybody who's poor is because they
Yeah,
screwed up.
I
Like
agree with that.
life happens and makes things really challenging for people.
I agree with that.
Illness. I mean, here we have such a problem because medical costs are so high. People go homeless when they get sick, right? And then what do? They're sick and now they're homeless. They need help. They need the help
Yeah,
of the community and the government to help them
sure,
get through
sure,
this, right? So there are a
sure.
lot of situations. There's also a lot of untreated mental illness,
Yeah,
right?
I agree with
That makes
that.
it really challenging and difficult for people. So, yeah, the
Hmm.
government can't save everybody, but there are situations where we need to help the people that cannot help themselves,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Um, like I said, I try to not depend of anything, try to
Right.
be independent, even living with my family, because when I'm
Sure.
independent, I am strong for my family. And then if
Yep.
when I am weak, I have the support from my family. That would be
Yeah.
the best case scenario.
Ideal. Right.
Yeah. But I agree with that doesn't
Not
happen with
everybody
everyone.
has the family support and all of
Yeah.
that to be
And
able
I
to
think
do
it's the
that.
best support you
Yeah,
can have, but not everyone
sure.
even have a family, have the support of a family and
Right.
had the education from the
That's
both
true.
parents. And
Yep.
that is something that really gets in the way.
It does. It does. Yeah. When I moved, I decided that I said, "All right, I'm going to move to the countryside and I'm going to live on the farm and I'm going to live off the
Yeah.
land and this is going to be great." But the type of house that I wanted to buy needed to be big enough in case my family ever needed it, right? I bought a 3-bedroom home just for me, just
Mm-hmm.
in case my children ever needed a place to live. And now my
Mm-hmm.
son is here. He needed a
Is it?
place to live. He has a
Yeah.
room, he's comfortable, he's safe, right? I
Mm-hmm.
also wanted to make sure that when my children had got married and had their own children, they'd be able to come to grandma's house to live to hang out on the farm and get away from the city, right? And
Yeah.
be in nature,
Hmm.
right? So
Yeah,
I
that's
wanted to make
great.
sure that they could come and be comfortable, right?
Yeah,
Because
that's great.
like we said earlier, being in nature really is the best possible thing,
Yeah,
right? It's
it
so
is.
nice.
It is. Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's great. It sounds like a movie, everybody going to grandma's house
it,
and having a good
I
time.
can't wait. Like I can wait. Believe me, I don't feel like I'm old enough to be a grandmother, so I'm not ready. I feel like I should be
You're
old
young
and
to be a
like
grandma.
I technically I'm not, right? My son is 30, almost
Yeah.
32 years old. So technically my daughter's 27. I had my son when I was 25. My kids are way older than me without having children right now.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that's because of the economy, the cost of living, the housing
true.
is outrageous. My son lives in Boston and he has 3 roommates. They need to live with other people. They can't afford to live on their own. It's
Yeah,
so bad right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here in Brazil
But
is the same thing, the buy a house, buying a car, buying anything has been the
it's
hardest time for
ridiculous.
us.
Yeah, yeah. I drive a 26-year-old truck. My son drives a 26-year-old Toyota. Yeah,
Yeah, it's been
it's
working. It's
too
fine.
expensive. Yeah, they
Yeah,
run. They get me into
you
town and
know,
back, and I can
you
get
can
my
get you to
hay and
places.
everything in the back
Yeah,
of the truck.
yeah,
Works
yeah,
great.
yeah.
An old
That's
farm
right.
truck. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, but that's nice.
Do you have a car? Do you drive?
No, not yet. I cannot
No.
afford it. It's
Yeah.
also very expensive. Here in Brazil, when you pay for a car, let's say that The car is, for example, $20,000. You know, that's a price for uh, a good car here in Brazil. You know,
Oh,
$20,000.
okay. Mm-hmm.
That is very expensive. Like you pay 10K for the car and 10K in
In
taxes
taxes,
put
right?
into the government.
I
So
know.
here the minimum wage, if you compare like the time that you take to buy things with a minimum wage in Brazil and US,
Right,
it's just ridiculous because we have
right.
to work more to earn
Yep,
less and paying
yep.
more higher
I know.
prices.
I know. Yeah. The minimum wage in the
It's
United
crazy.
States is $7.25 an hour. It
That
comes
would be
out to
like
being,
$2,000 per month.
it's what?
It would be
It's
like
less than, it's, no, it's $15,000 a year.
$15,000 a year.
If you work
Okay.
40 hours a week every week for in working a crap job for 7.25 an hour, you
That is a
might make
salary.
15 grand. Yeah.
That is more than a salary than a highly specialized doctor here in Brazil. Like at least
15
double
grand a
it.
year? $1,000 a month?
Yeah,
Yeah. That's crazy.
that's the difference. That's the
That's
difference.
crazy. Yeah.
If I go to the US to wash plates, I'll be at least earning twice what I earn right now to wash plates. Yeah,
But
that's the
then you're
difference.
paying that so much more to live. So it's not even really that much different, right? Because
And that's
we're
the
all
thing.
struggling and people are becoming
It's
homeless every day because they can't
Yeah,
afford their rent.
it's all about the what you can buy with your money. And the problem is
Right.
that with time, we've been buying each time less than
Yes.
before, you
That's
know.
what's happening now here this year. You
Yeah,
have to buy
so
less because
it's
the
really
prices
hard.
just keep going up. Yeah.
And let's say like it's because of the inflation, right? Like the government been just printing dollars, printing Brazilian reais, and that is
Well, they're
affecting a
passing
lot.
budgets that increase the debt and they passed all these tariffs where now companies are going out of business because they can't afford their supplies
Yeah,
anymore. So they're
yeah.
firing people. Our unemployment rate is going up because of the tariffs. Like it's so bad. Like I
Yeah,
it's kind of like how you feel when you have to buy a car because you have to have it imported, right?
yeah.
Because no,
That's it.
Brazil
Yeah, that's
doesn't
it.
have a car manufacturer, correct?
Actually, have some, but it's like it's not that uh, they do not have a high
They're
quality.
not popular. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that good. You know, we just import cars from other
But
countries and
you
then
can get the BYD cars,
yeah, but it's
right? From
like
China. Those are cheap.
it's
People say they're pretty
crazy
good.
expensive car here. It's crazy
Oh,
expensive car here. It's a car
is
for the
it?
rich here in Brazil.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's like
We
at
can't
least
get them. There are
it,
no BYDs here in the United States. They're illegal to import. We can't get them.
yeah, it's at least like 150, 160 until 300,000 reais, you know. 300,000 reais would be like, I don't know, 60, $70,000, something like that.
Wow.
So yeah,
Wow.
it's like,
That is expensive.
it's not affordable. It's like for the rich here in
Yeah.
Brazil, you know.
Wow. Oh, then one
So
of my students has some money.
yeah. Yeah, it's really expensive. We
Yeah.
have this thing that the economy in every aspect it's like really expensive. We cannot afford things.
Right.
It's but at the same time we have the public health system, which is crap.
Right.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
at the same time we have
Still
the
better
public
than
health
not
system.
having any. Even if it's a
Yeah,
crappy system, it's still better than not having any. Right.
I don't know because people die waiting in lines, you know, a lot of people because
People die here because they don't have insurance, they don't go.
I don't know. It's complicated
Right.
because
I know.
it sounds like it's just something I don't know. It's really hard.
It's a privilege. It should be a right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. We are
It
out
is
of
really-
time, but it was so nice meeting you. I
Yeah,
really
sure.
enjoyed talking with you.
Thank you, Stacy. It was a pleasure to meet you. We had a
All
great
right.
conversation.